Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will learn about the anatomical terms. So anatomical position. All anatomical descriptions are expressed in relation to one consistent position, ensuring that descriptions are not ambiguous. Now one must visualize this position in the mind when describing patients or the cadavers, whether they are lying on their sides, supine, or prone, lying on the abdomen or face downward. The anatomical position refers to the body position as if the person were standing upright with the gaze ahead, with the head, eye gaze and toes directed anteriorly, arms adjacent to the sides with the palm facing anteriorly and lower limbs close together with feet parallel. So you can see here the anatomical position, the head, the gaze and the feet, they are pointing forward, arms by the side and palm facing forward, and legs, they are together with feet parallel. So this is the anatomical position. The position is adopted globally for anatomico-medical descriptions. By using this position and appropriate terminology, you can relate any part of the body precisely to any other part. Now, to facilitate description of relations, various imaginary planes have been proposed to be passing through the human body. Now, the principal three planes of the human body are the median plane, coronal plane, and the transverse or horizontal plane. Again, these planes are expressed in the body that is supposed to be standing in the anatomical position. Now the median plane, this is the vertical plane that divides the right side and left side of the body lengthwise along the midline into externally symmetrical sections. So this is the sagittal plane. You can see the body is divided into two externally equal halves, symmetrical halves. This is also called mid-sagittal plane. Any plane parallel to the mid-sagittal plane is referred to as the parasagittal or paramedian plane, or the sagittal plane, the parasagittal or the paramedian plane. Now the coronal plane, any vertical side-to-side plane at right angles to the median plane is called the coronal plane. This is also known as frontal plane, and this divides the body into anterior and posterior half. The transverse plane, if the body is divided horizontally into upper and lower sections, we get a transverse or horizontal plane. You can see here. Such a plane is at right angles to the mid-sagittal, sagittal and coronal planes. The transverse plane is also called the horizontal plane. Anatomical planes may be used while referring to human body as a whole, a specific region of the body or an individual organ. So the paramedian plane, as I have told you before, any plane parallel to the median plane. You can see here this is the median sagittal plane. Any plane parallel to the median plane is the paramedian plane. Then comes the oblique plane. You can see a plane that is any type of angle other than the horizontal or vertical angle, which runs at any type of angle. So here you can see the oblique plane. So terms of position and comparison. So in this heading we will discuss the considering the human body in anatomical position. Now, various terms are used to describe the position or relationship of a structure. They are called terms of position or direction or relationship. Still, other terms called terms of movement are used to describe the movements at the joint. Now, terms of position, it is important to keep in mind that these terms are relative. as they describe the location of structure in relationship to the other structures of the body. Now the terms we will study are the interior, posterior, superior, inferior, medial, lateral, superficial, deep, proximal, distal, internal, external, palmar, plantar, dorsal, ventral, cranial, and caudal. So these are the various terms we will study next. So interior means towards or at the front surface of the body. The interior means towards or at the front surface of the body. Or posterior, it means towards or at the back surface of the body. So these are known as interior or posterior. A structure which is towards or at the front surface of the body is called interior structure, or a structure which is located towards or at the back surface of the body is known to be located posteriorly. So superior and inferior. Superior means situated towards the upper part of the body or the top of the head, towards the top of the head. A structure which is situated more towards the upper part of the body or towards the top of the head is known to be located superiorly. While a structure which is located towards the lower part of the body or towards the sole of the foot is said to be located inferiorly. Now, another terms are used, the cranial and the caudal. The cranial also refers towards the head end, while caudal refers towards the tail end. Now, although the adult human does not have a tail, but during prenatal development, that is in the uterus of the mother, the human embryo develops a tail in the 4th week of development, which disappears completely by the end of the 8th week of development. Therefore, this term, the caudal, that is towards the tail, is commonly used in embryology. Now, these terms are being used in adults also, especially in the region of head and neck. So medial and lateral. Medial means towards the median plane of the body. Here you can see the median plane, and median means towards the median plane. A structure which is situated more towards the median plane of the body is known as medial. While a structure which is situated away from the median plane of the body is known to be located laterally. So this term is lateral, medial and lateral. The proximal and distal. The proximal means towards the origin or beginning of the structure. Distal means away from the origin or the beginning of the structure. Now these terms are usually used in the limbs, that is the appendicular part of the body, and proximal or means towards or nearest the trunk or the point of origin of a part, while distal means away from or farthest from the trunk or the point of origin of a part. So in limbs, the fingers are distal to the arm, or the wrist joint is distal to the elbow joint, or elbow joint is proximal to the wrist joint. Now the superficial and deep. Superficial means nearer to the surface of the body, whether it is the body surface in the front surface of the body or whether it is the back surface of the body. So a structure nearer to the surface of the body is known as superficial, while deep further away from the surface of the body, and this surface can be the front surface of the body or the back surface of the body. So here you can see the bones are deep as compared to the muscles or skin. Skin is a superficial structure, muscles are superficial as compared to the bone, but skin is superficial as compared to the muscles. So terms of laterality, bilateral, those structures or organs which occur on both sides, that is left and right side of the body, are referred to as bilateral. For example, ears are bilateral. For example, eyes are bilateral. Regarding the internal organs, kidneys are bilateral. Um, Lungs are bilateral. Unilateral, any structure or organ occurring only on one side of the body is referred to as unilateral. For example, spleen is unilateral. Similarly, appendix is also unilateral. Now, ipsilateral and contralateral. Ipsilateral, this term refers to a structure occurring on the same side of the body as another structure. That is, the right hand and right foot are ipsilateral. So you can see here that the right hand and right foot, they are ipsilateral. While contralateral means this term implies to a structure occurring on the opposite side of the body with reference to another structure. That is, the right foot is contralateral to the left foot, or right hand is contralateral to the left foot. Right arm and left leg are contralateral.